If you could push a button and wipe out all the mosquitoes in the world right now, would you? It's tempting, right? Mosquitoes aren't just annoying. They're the single most deadly animal to humans. They kill more of us than snakes, dogs, bears, sharks, and spiders combined. Around 700,000 people die each year after being bitten by a mosquito. Mosquitoes aren't to blame in and of themselves. They're what's known as a vector, or an animal that can transmit malaria, dengue, yellow fever, West Nile virus, Zika, and more. Tropical regions are the worst affected, but climate change is creating even better conditions for mosquitoes who love warmth, meaning they can now breed in new places and at higher altitudes. Yikes. But before we push that button, let's find out a bit more about the creature we'll be consigning to history. Mosquitoes have been around for 100 million years, since the age of the dinosaurs. They beat their wings up to 600 times per second. That's what's behind that annoying buzz. There are trillions of mosquitoes in the world and more than 3,500 different species, but only a handful carry diseases that can be spread to humans. And only the females bite. Why? Because blood is a really rich source of protein, and it gives them the energy they need to reproduce. They do this in standing water. Everything from a bottle cap to a wheelbarrow could become a nursery for mosquito larvae. Still want to press the button? Well, we've kind of already tried. The chemical DDT was widely used to kill mosquitoes. Absorbed through the insect's feet, it causes shaking, paralysis, and death. But DDT has been banned in most parts of the world for decades because of environmental and human health concerns. And mosquitoes can become resistant to insecticides anyway. So recently, scientists have come up with some interesting ways of tackling mosquitoes by releasing more mosquitoes. Millions and millions of males are bred in gigantic factories and exposed to a very common insect bacteria called Wolbachia, which effectively makes them infertile. When a male with Wolbachia mates with a female in the wild, her eggs won't hatch, so the mosquito population plummets. The problem is, to keep on top of things, you have to keep breeding and releasing mosquitoes forever. This makes it very expensive. And scientists haven't so far been able to get this approach to work in the Anopheles mosquito, the one which transmits malaria. For this type of mosquito, scientists are looking deeper into their very DNA. Here's how it works. Animals usually get half of their genes from each parent. But using something called a gene drive, scientists can create a kind of supergene that is almost certain to be passed down. A sterilization supergene or an anti-malaria supergene could, in theory, spread very quickly through the entire population of that mosquito species. There are huge ethical questions here, and strict regulations means this has never been tested in the wild. Some argue this would be messing with the principles of evolution itself. And if that's considered too controversial, it doesn't bode well for our button, does it? Like it or not, mosquitoes are part of the ecosystem. And because there are so many of them, they're an easy-to-catch food for lots of animals, including birds, bats, fish, and turtles. They're also pollinators, meaning they help provide food for us too. Some scientists think the knock-on impacts of eradicating mosquitoes would be manageable. Others fear the worst, that there could be all sorts of unintended consequences for the ecosystem, and that something perhaps even more deadly could fill the gap. This is not a simple story with a simple solution. Global travel and trade, poverty and climate change all play a part in spreading the mosquitoes that carry disease. As well as the high-tech science, some more lo-fi but hugely powerful approaches are working too. In places that have gained access to running water and flushing toilets, mosquitoes have become much less of a problem. And new ingredients for insecticide-treated mosquito nets could help tackle the issue of resistance. This is one of those challenges where a range of different approaches need to come together. The reduction of poverty, the slowing of global warming, the responsible use of science. Perhaps learning about mosquitoes rather than simply eliminating them is the best way to keep us all safe.